Welcome back, and you're still with Nile Cruise on Nile TV. Egypt marked on Tuesday the second anniversary of the June 30th protests that led to the ousting of Mohamed Morsi, a day after an explosion struck the convoy of the Egyptian state prosecutor Hisham Barakat in Cairo, who later died. The blast targeted the convoy of the prosecutor General Hisham Barakat and destroyed several cars in the eastern neighborhood of Heliopolis. 6 other people were reported injured. June 30th is the anniversary of Morsi's presidential inauguration in 2012. 1 year later, the nationwide protests filled the Egyptian streets with the aim of forcing Morsi and his Muslim Brotherhood group out of power. And we have joining us today Dr. Salah Abdel, a political analyst. Thank you so much, Dr. Salah, for joining us, who will be talking to us about this and more. Dr. Salah, let me start off with the first question, of course, with the events happening during the week. What were, do you think, in your opinion, the main reasons for targeting General Hisham Barakat and the timing of the assassination?
Of course, the timing of the assassination came on 29 June.
Yep.
30 June is the day of victory to the Egyptian people. So he didn't want you to practice out or to feel the sense of victory. He wanted to change that date to a date of bloodshed, to a date of sadness. So that's why they did that case in that time. Secondly, he wants to prove to the people that the government is weak. They can't protect one important person like Mr. Barakat, yes, the state prosecutor. So he wants to prove that the ministry is weak. Thirdly, he wants to prove that he is still powerful, although he's not in power now officially, but he can move in the country and he can hit in the places he like.
Yep.
This is the main reasons for what happened, that day.
Well, we also have then at the funeral, President Sisi was talking to the members of the judiciary and saying that several times he mentioned the term swift justice, أو العدالة الناجزة.
Yes.
And the Prime Minister yesterday, he put through a new bill regarding this term. Could you shed some light, maybe, Dr. Salah, regarding the swift justice that President Sisi was talking about in the funeral, and how could this correlate to the amendments presented by the cabinet?
In fact, since 25th January revolution and 30 June revolution, or the second phase of the revolution, you observe, and all the Egyptians observe, that the trials in the court are so prolonged and there is no real act, you know, to the extent that the people start to feel that it is just a political show and in fact there is nothing will happen. Of course, this is very dangerous because it gives the sense for those who are attacking or making terrorist action that he is out of control and nothing will happen to him. You know, when you hear that person who called Habbara, when he said to the guards that I will, there will be nothing happen to me, he says that in the jail.
Yep.
This sense is very dangerous because it gives the feeling that no punishment. So it was necessary.
There's no deterrence.
Yes, necessary that an action must be done. The time of trial must be shortened, and there will be a rapid action. So those who are making mistakes, they will feel that the punishment are coming soon, and there is no prolonged action and there is no prolonged time, and the people in the country, they feel that who did a mistake, he will have his punishment in the true time. And there is an old story say that the delayed justice is a kind of non-justice. You know, the delayed justice is a kind of non-justice.
Nothing's happening.
Yes, nothing happened. So what President Sisi say is true, that there must be a fast and rapid
and swift,
swift
justice to take place right away.
Yeah, yes, that swift justice.
And who do you think, Dr. Salah, benefits from these attacks?
You mean in Sinai or in Egypt here?
Everywhere.
As we said, there is Sinai has a different.
Yes, I'm going to move to Sinai in my next question.
Generally,
yes,
the terrorist action as I told you, they want to prove to the people that don't be happy, we are here. Secondly, that this government can't control things. Thirdly, that we are still in action. This is
even though we're not in power.
Yes, this is they want to prove it, and in this case, they will shaking the trust of the people in their own revolution, and he wants to remove from the memory of the people the 30 June. You know, 30 June is the victory. He wants to change it to you to bloodshed. So you remove it from your brain. It's not a revolution. Only the revolution 25. In fact, 25th and 30 June is one revolution with two phases. One against corruption, one against fascist, religious fascists.
And then we have at least 30 soldiers were killed after the suspected Islamist militants attacked 5 military posts in Egypt's Sinai on Wednesday. And what are the militants actually trying to achieve?
In Sinai and inside the country, they have one target, as I told you, the 3 targets we said, but we add to them another things. In Sinai, they want to prove to you 2 things, that we are very strong and you have to accept the principle of changing the lands. You know, there was an idea of changing the lands. Israel at one time was talking to the Egyptian president, even before that, during Mubarak's days, that they take a part of Sinai to be added to Gaza and to give another part in Nukub Desert. The main aim is they want to push Arab 48 to Gaza and to this new land, and they make it a Palestinian state. And in the same time, they want to push the Arab in the West Bank to Jordan and take all the West Bank. This is the Israeli plan, which is supported by United States and other countries, to take all the West Bank and to push out Arab 48 and to take part of Sinai to make a state, Gaza state, whatever name, Islamic Gaza state or non-Islamic, this is not the problem. Okay. What's happening in Sinai now, and these troops now, they want to tell you that we will still fight because you don't accept that. That's why the only war is in the area, in that area beside the borders. You know, there is nothing in the middle of Sinai. It is beside the border, because they want to tell you that. You have to accept that. That's why what's happening is not only terrorists. I think behind the terrorists there is some countries.
Of course.
Some countries and foreign power working with them, planning to them,
and
supporting with money,
financing, and
that's why you find that there is new weapons are used.
There is more sophistication now.
Yes, new tactics.
With terrorism, that's what I was just mentioning in the introduction, that terrorism is becoming more and more sophisticated.
It is nearer to a war.
There must be something about the source and the access.
Yes, it is nearer to a war. That's why Egypt, you can say now, is in true war.
Yes.
In true war.
And I believe also, if you correct me, Dr. Salah, that what happened on Wednesday in Sinai is more like a limited battle, a war.
That's true. That's true. And it is a battle through special groups. Not, you know, in the army, you have some special groups, like, you know, what they call it, Salah and 37s and these things. I think those terrorists, they are trained in the same standard. So they are not ordinary soldiers. They are not ordinary persons.
They're highly trained.
No, they are highly trained. That's why you have to meet them with highly trained personnel, not with ordinary personnel.
Exactly. Do you agree with me? Maybe it was also noticeable, maybe the great coordination on Wednesday between the infantry and the air forces. There was the F-16s, the Apaches. I mean that I think it was really, if you can tell us or comment, there was a great coordination.
In my opinion, the way the Egyptian army worked this time is much, much better than before. If you remember a few years,
it was highly noticeable
there was some of our soldiers killed while they are taking the food, you know, in Ramadan. You know, and nobody had been captured by that time. But now, from the first moment of the attack, there was a true fight, and there was a the aeroplanes was working with the ground forces. There was a plan. There was a plan. That's why, in my opinion, I am happy about what the army, the Egyptian army, done this time.
Yes.
I feel that it is much improved and much better.
There was, maybe we can say, a swift reaction to
That's
the
true.
ambush.
Swift and rapid reaction.
Yes, which
Swift
was
and rapid reaction.
Yeah, which
coordination.
Sort of, which
Yeah.
is like high efficiency.
That's true.
From the armed forces,
That's true.
specifically
This is,
time.
I will tell you something. This is part of the Egyptian character. You know, I was living when I was young in '67 war. Maybe you are not born by that time. When we was not well in that war,
Yes.
you know, we have been improved very rapidly after that. We have been, you know, our tactics improved. That's why in '73 we became very efficient, and we crossed the canal and we fight the Israeli and we win. This is the character of the Egyptian. With war, they became very hot.
Yeah.
And the plans became much better, and the coordination much be better. That's
a
why
bit
I
more-
said that the Egyptian must be in continuous fight.
Under pressure.
Not yes, not necessarily fight by weapons, but you
But
have to
under
fight
pressure.
in the inside, to build, to construct,
Yeah.
for agriculture. You have to be in fight.
It's the Egyptian nature.
This is Egyptian nature. He is a fighter. But if he didn't fight, you find him cool and relaxed, and you know, and his efficiency is very low. You know, is a character.
That's the character. Well, let me go back, maybe, Dr. Salah, to June 30th celebrations. And several political parties were calling for celebrations to commemorate the anniversary of the June 30th revolution. If you can maybe shed some light and tell us more, what is the real achievement made by the revolution?
This revolution,
Yeah.
you know, have very important, because many of the people in the world, they failed to throw out the fascists. If we look to Germany as example, you know, Hitler, you know, destroys Germany completely, and the people in Germany, they didn't have the power to throw him out. But here in Egypt, people were thinking that Muslim Brotherhood can stay 100 years. And I told them by that time, these people will not stay too long, because the political speech for the Muslim Brotherhood is too late, is delayed. If they come to Egypt, to rule Egypt, since 100 years, maybe they can continue. But now, I think the people didn't accept that. That is what happened. The people feel after 1 year that they are facing a regime which is talking a very backward speech, separated from the facts, want to destroy many of the principle of the people in Egypt. Yeah. So they didn't accept that. They didn't accept that. That's why the people was, you know, boiling. And of course, our young generation was in the front. And in 30 June, all the people came out to the street to remove that, that regime which come from 500 years or 1,000 years to rule Egypt. And it is success to the people, because look to Iran now, you know, they continue.
So Egypt
like
has
that.
been fighting.
Yeah. So the
Fighting
Egyptian
the extremists and the militants,
that
and
they have the power to fight,
Yeah.
and they can move in the correct time, and also they are quiet. But when they feel that you are not
Danger.
the guy, you are not the man they feel, or you are not the person they want, they push you out. So that's why.
so they're determined.
Yes.
The Egyptian people.
Yes. This was a very strong decision from the people, that this group, or that the Muslim Brotherhood is not fit to rule Egypt. That's why to go away.
And do you think, Dr. Salah, if the Muslim Brotherhood would have continued, this would have led to a civil war in Egypt?
It was.
Would it gone that
lead
far?
to three things.
Yeah.
Number one, Israel will take the part they want.
They want.
And that's why this fight now is happening.
They're fighting
in Sinai.
over now.
Secondly, there was a civil war inside here because there was many separations inside the society according to their own political view. Thirdly, this will allow foreign powers to enter, like what happened in Yugoslavia. They will tell you, we want to save areas for those group and safe areas for this group, and you find that Egypt became many small states under the control of the NATO or under the control of the United States of America. This is what happened in Yugoslavia. Look to Yugoslavia now, what happened?
Yeah,
this was the future of Egypt. When the Egyptian people refused that, they stopped all this. They stopped it. They said to the United States, no. They said to Israel, no. They said to the plan of Condoleezza Rice about the new Middle East or the wide Middle East, no. We are refusing that. This will not happen. You know, we change many things. That's why they hate us now.
We changed all their plans.
Yes, they want now to have revenge through what's happening in Sinai, through what's happening here. This is a kind of revenge because they feel that we destroy everything. More than 20 years they are working on that
on these
plan.
plans.
I feel it as a politician. I was recognizing what's happening. And many like me, no, I'm not the only one, they was recognizing what happened.
A lot of people
we have
tell.
nothing in our hands to do.
Yeah.
But when the people move, they stop all this. The 20 years of money, of plans, of, had been vanished
all
in
gone.
a day. Vanished in a day.
Absolutely. And do you think there will be new approaches facing terrorism now, as we were saying that terrorism is becoming really sophisticated and they're striking really hard? Do you think there will be new approaches to face terrorism?
The battle with terrorism is long, but it will not succeed at all. They will continue, some money and some weapons and changing their own tactics and try to do something, and they will fail. But we have to expect a long time of war with terrorism. We will not expect it to be short because this is not organization. This is many countries with organization. Yep. So we have to be to ourselves for long war with terrorism, and this will not stopping us from building our country. We have to continue building our country and fighting terrorism in the same time. By time all this will fade, and it will be a very bad history.
Yep. And we've also noticed over the past several months that the militants have been targeting judges, mainly. What do you think?
Because
why is this happening?
Because the judges, they are the trials happen in the courts.
The judges,
so they want them to afraid to run away. Every judge will come to, he will say, sorry. They want to let them afraid. But I feel that the judges are, they didn't fall in that mistake, but they are very strong, they are very powerful, they accepted their fate. We are religious persons from inside. All the Egyptians from inside, they are religious. That's why we believe that death and life is the order of God. So the terrorists maybe didn't understand that. Maybe who arranged to them, he didn't understand that the ordinary Egyptian person, man or a woman, he believes that his life and his death is in the hand of God. So it doesn't change anything. That's why this idea had been failed.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Salah Abdallah, our political analyst, for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we're going to move now to our next report, which is also about the events that are happening during this week. Let's go and take a look.